All right, let's get right into it because a pretty surprising tech leak just dropped, and it might be pointing to a huge change for Samsung's next big phone. We are, of course, talking about the camera, but maybe not in the way you'd expect.
So here's the big question we're going to try and unpack. This leak is making some seriously bold claims, talking about a revolutionary new camera. But in the world of smartphone marketing, you always have to ask, is this the real deal? A genuine leap forward? Or is it just the next big hype train? Let's break it all down. Okay, so first things first, let's look at the leak itself. What exactly is this report saying is coming for the S26 Ultra?
At the heart of this whole thing is a brand new dedicated 32-bit AI camera chipset, supposedly for the Samsung S26 Ultra. Now, this isn't just about cramming in more megapixels. The source is hinting that this chip could completely change how the phone processes images from the ground up. And yeah, it's definitely got people curious.
A 32-bit AI chipset sounds pretty impressive, kind of technical, right? But what does it actually do? Well, let's demystify this thing and see how it could work like a tiny professional AI photographer living right inside your phone.
So the main job of this new chip, according to the leak, is something called real-time scene understanding. What that really means is the camera can analyze everything in the frame. We're talking the light, if your subject is moving, the background, and it does it all in a split second to pick the perfect settings before you even hit the button.
It basically breaks down into 3 super quick steps. First, the chip analyzes the scene in front of you. Then, it predicts what the best possible version of that photo would look like. And finally, it optimizes all the camera settings instantly. It's like having a pro photographer do all the complicated stuff for you right in that moment before you snap the picture.
And the whole point of this is to take all the guesswork out of photography. It means you spend less time messing around in pro mode, and you've got a much better shot at getting an amazing photo on your first try. The source calls it a big win for casual users, and you can totally see why.
Okay, so the tech sounds cool, but let's make it practical. What are the real-world, tangible benefits we might actually get from a chip like this? What does it actually mean for you?
Well, the leak drops a pretty eye-popping number. It suggests that the clarity in night mode could jump by as much as 30 to 40%. I mean, that is a huge potential improvement for anyone who loves taking photos when it's dark out. But, and this is important, let's keep a level head. The source themselves actually says that number feels a bit hype-ish. At the same time, though, they do point out that Samsung has gotten better at night shots year after year. So while we should be a little skeptical, it's not totally impossible.
And it's not just about still photos. The leak also points to 2 of the biggest headaches for people who shoot a lot of video. Current phones can really struggle with motion blur, and they can get super hot if you're recording for a long time. This new chip promises to help with both clearer video, and because it can run in a low-power state, it might actually reduce those overheating problems. So when you put it all together, who really wins here? Well, it's the casual photographers who just want great shots without the hassle. It's vloggers and reel creators who need that stable, clear video. For sure, it's anyone trying to get good photos at night. And definitely, anyone who's been annoyed by their phone getting too hot to even hold.
Which brings us right back to our big question. With all these promises on the table, what's the verdict? Is this a real game-changing upgrade, or is it mostly just good marketing?
So what's the bottom line here? Look, we have to be realistic. As the source mentions, Samsung always goes hard on marketing its cameras. There's always going to be a little bit of hype baked in. But this quote from the source really puts it all in perspective, I think. They say that even if only half of these rumored features actually happen, the S26 Ultra could still be a really strong, meaningful upgrade.
And that's really the key takeaway. Hype or not, the tech being described here could be a major step forward. It's aiming right at some of the biggest challenges left in mobile photography and video, especially for content creators and anyone who loves shooting in low light.
And that kind of leaves us with one last fascinating question to think about. Is this kind of dedicated AI processing the tech that finally closes the gap between what a smartphone can do and what professional camera can do? We're going to have to wait and see, but man, it is an exciting thought.